So I'm incredibly excited to host my inaugural breakthrough workshop. And I really want to make these a regular event on the calendar, because for me, this is my absolute purpose. I feel that I've been stuck so many times in life. As an addict alcoholic, I know what it's like to hit a brick wall, or at least it feels like I'm hitting a brick wall. I know what it's like to be a master of self-hatred, to have guilt, shame, anger, resentment, just holding me back. And it was a battle in my mind that I just was unable to get through until I learned the tools and until I was able to start controlling my own thinking. You see, the thing is this: when we feel stuck in life, we start looking at everything outside of ourselves. We blame, we complain, we point the finger, we give so much life to our past experiences, and it keeps us stuck. It has such a hold on us. It's like you're standing in a prison, but the door's wide open. And what I really want to do is equip you with the tools that you never feel stuck again. That no matter what you face in your life, no matter what obstacles, challenges, or painful events you have to face, because let's get real, that's part of life. If you are living, you are going to face obstacles, challenges, and painful experiences. But the key is they don't need to keep you stuck. Pain is inevitable, but suffering can only exist in your mind, in your head. So from 9 to 5, I have a full day. And in that full day, I want to spend that time with you, and I really want to teach you all of the tools that I use on a daily basis. I want to teach you the tools that really pulled me out of the space where I felt not enough, where I felt like I'd never amount to anything, where I just felt stuck, and no matter what I did, it was like climbing up the biggest mountain you can imagine, but with a 100-kilogram rucksack. So I felt like I was getting nowhere. And once I started equipping myself with these tools, life just became easier. The challenges didn't go away, the storms didn't subside, but I could find peace and happiness within that storm. I could see the challenges, the obstacles, the painful situations as opportunities to grow. And where I am right now, I'm in a space where I could lose everything tomorrow and it really wouldn't matter, because I know I can restart stronger, better, and nothing can ever take away the experiences that I have and the character that those experiences have crafted. So I just want to go through a little bit of the thinking behind this workshop and how I want it to be structured. You see, often we just need to get out of our own way, because we create problems where problems don't even exist, and we create them up here in our mind. The thing is this: your thoughts determine your feelings, and your feelings and your thoughts together will determine how you act. And the truth is that you can't change an event that happens. Whatever happens today, yesterday, last week, you had zero control of the event that took place. But what you have 100% control of is your perception and your lens, the way you think about that event. And depending how you think, that will trigger feelings. And you can either feel empowered, you can feel disempowered, you can feel angry, you can feel excited, you can feel anxious, you can feel stressed out, or you can feel love towards a certain situation. So the key is learning to control your thinking, your perception, which you have 100% control over, will determine how you feel and determine how you move forward. So the first step is always getting out of your own way, looking at what thinking patterns and habits are not serving you, because ultimately you are confining yourself by walls that you are building. So again, the analogy: you're standing in a prison with the door wide open, but you're choosing to stand in that prison. You are not stuck. The door's wide open and you can walk out. And the tools that I'm going to teach you are going to equip you to do exactly that. And this is why I stack them together: the OVER method: ownership, vision, and action. We are born. Everything that's happened from where you are right now in the present moment, from when you were born, those are all the experiences that you've had. Moving forward, you have this idea of a dream life, or I hope you have an idea of a dream life, because if you don't have an idea, then how are you directing yourself? How are you making daily decisions if you don't know where you want to go? And in the first key of ownership, we look at all the crappy situations, the emotionally charged situations, the toxic situations and relationships that you've been in, because until you take 100% ownership for where you've come from, for your story, until you reprogram that story that becomes an empowering story and not a story that's rooted in being a victim, then you can't move on to the second key. And the second key is crafting a vision. And vision for me, it's like your compass. It's a roadmap. It's pointing you towards that dream life. And what really activates that vision is key number 3, which is action, or as I like to call it, massive action. And this is where, your purpose is ignited. You are connected to source. You're connected to something bigger than yourself. And you constantly see growth. You see forward progression. You feel the sense of accomplishment because you're moving in a specific direction. This is what I call the over method. So stacking ownership, vision, and action to create gigantic change in any area of your life or all areas of your life, because you can apply it anywhere. When I break down the first key of ownership even more, embracing your journey. So we're going to learn how to take 100% ownership and radically accept what has happened. Because ultimately, no matter what has happened, no matter how painful, challenging it was, it's the perfect experience that you needed to go through. There's a story of Jack Ma, who founded Alibaba. But before founding Alibaba, he was one of 23 businessmen in China who applied for a KFC license. And he was the only one of the 23 not to be granted a license. Now, he later went on to found Alibaba and became the richest man in China. What would have happened if his perceived failure, which was not getting a KFC license, what if he actually got a license and he got stuck frying chicken for the rest of his life? Maybe he would never have come up with Alibaba. So ultimately, every single thing that happens has purpose. It's the perfect experience that needed to happen. And often it's so that we can wake up, so we can grow, so that we can craft character. I want to talk a lot about letting go of toxic emotions. And these are anger, resentment, guilt, shame, jealousy. This is like running down the road with a parachute wide open. So it doesn't help crafting a vision if you're climbing that mountain with a 100 kg rucksack. You're not going to go very far and you're not going to go very fast. And part of letting go of these toxic emotions is shifting from victim to victor. And that is a choice. And you can replace the unhealthy emotions with healthy emotions. How often do you get stuck feeling stressed, anxious, sad, even depressed because you're replaying a certain situation, and in that story you are the victim? So once we reprogram that story, it can become encouraging and empowering. So reframing your story is super important. You've got to buy into your story. You have to be the hero in your own script. And then we've got to break up with this idea of perfection, being perfect, because it just does not exist. The second key of vision, I want to help you craft a power life script so that you can really see where it is that you want to be. The power of vision is it becomes the jet fuel that propels you forward. So by the time your feet hit the floor in the morning, you know why. Why am I waking up? Why am I showing up with excellence? It's being authentic to yourself, not living someone else's dream. And often this happens. Maybe someone's father was an advocate or a lawyer, and by natural attrition, you go and study law, but it's not really something that you're interested in. You've got to craft a 10-year goal. You've got to start with the end game in mind, and then we've got to work backwards. And we've got to empower the feelings of the future now, because when you can feel that state, the state of gratitude, the state of excitement, the state of awe, when you can feel that emotion right now, like a magnet, you are drawing that experience towards you. How do your goals serve others? So how is your vision not only tapping into your purpose, but how are you fueling a greater purpose? Because this is really when God, the universe, source, whatever your belief system is, really gets behind your vision, and almost magically, people and situations show up out of nowhere. And then constantly realigning, because it doesn't help just crafting a vision, chunking it down, but then you don't check on it. And then taking massive action. And I love it when people say Rome wasn't built in a day. I say, sure, Rome wasn't built in a day, but I bet you they were laying bricks every single hour. So I want to discuss blocks to taking action: fear, procrastination, people. Doing the small daily tasks, so 1 cent decisions. And this is a great story that I'll share with you during the workshop. So how persistency and consistency, little by little, a little adds up to become a lot. Comfort versus calling, doing things that you don't want to do. I'm going to talk about the cold shower and how having a cold shower is symbolic to making that tough phone call, having that hard conversation. The key is this: you can't have comfort and calling at the same time. And often to pursue your vision, you have to get out of your comfort zone. Showing up with excellence. I'm going to go over some habits of high performers or peak performers, a VIP support structure, how to build a team, mentorship. I'm going to introduce group coaching, one-on-one coaching that I want to offer after the workshop. Grit and resilience. How do you deal with rejection? And I want to challenge you to say there is no such thing as rejection. There's only redirection. And again, it's the perfect experience you have and for a greater purpose. And then constant daily growth. Grow through what you go through. At the end of this workshop, I want to equip you with tools that no matter what you face on a daily basis, whether it be with people, situations, in your career, I want you to experience what it's like to live a life that is so joyful, where nothing can mess with your flow, where you just feel unstoppable and you feel strong, that you can show up every single day and that nothing can get to you. Yes, you're human. We go through human experiences, but once you understand the way you think, once you understand your perception, once you know how you can reprogram a story and you can shift from a negative emotion to a positive one, that is powerful. It means that you can show up in any situation with a level head, with calmness, and that you can choose love over fear. Ultimately, I want you to experience what it's like to know that no matter what happens, you're going to be good. You're going to be okay. And that along this adventure called life, you just get to show up every single day, doing your best, growing, and having a direction in which to grow. So I look forward to seeing you on the 13th of March for a full day from 9 to 5. I'm going to make sure it's so jam-packed. You don't have to share if you don't want to share. I'm going to have opportunities for people to share stories if you want to. But if you don't want to, that's also okay, because there are going to be so many tools for you to write down, to practice, to take home. You're going to have a lot of exercises to do when you leave this workshop. And part of my purpose is just empowering you to live a life also that's on purpose, but a life where you are just plugged in, where you feel like the universal flow of life has got your back, where you wake up in the morning feeling that everything is here to serve me and to grow me, and that the world is not out to get you. I want you to be able to master relationships, to master the relationship that you have with yourself, so you can let go of all that stuff you've been dealing with, so you can look at the mirror and love that person looking back at you. And ultimately, that you can show up every single day with the ability to contribute to the world, to contribute to life around you. That is my wish for you. And I can't wait to share my story. I can't wait to share everything I've learned with you on the 13th of March at Thaba Eco Hotel. If you are game, if you are keen, send me a DM with your email address and I will register you, sign you up. The investment is 1,500 Rand for the whole day. That's including refreshments, lunch, drinks at the end of the day. And I want you to ask yourself this important question. If you're feeling stuck, what is it going to cost you not getting unstuck? What's it going to cost you if you're constantly stuck in your own head, in your relationships, not progressing in your career? I can guarantee that the cost is far going to outweigh the investment, investing a full day in equipping yourself with tools and growing as an individual. So join me on this journey. I really look forward to serving you, to helping you grow, and just helping you move forward and achieve explosive breakthrough in every single area of your life.